Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an alien activity video on the WOW signal. And yes, that's it. It's called the WOW signal. A little bit of background here. Astronomers around the world have been listening to the skies for decades in the hopes of receiving some sort of a signal from space that is not natural. Because if it's not natural, that means somebody out in space is creating this signal. Aliens. That's what they're looking for. In effect, they're hoping to detect extraterrestrial radio signals from space. On August 15th, 1977, a narrow-band radio signal was received by Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope right here in the United States. At the time, now keep in mind, at the time, SETI wasn't even, I don't even think it was created at the time. I think SETI came along after that. But this appeared to come from the Sagittarius, this signal appeared to come from the Sagittarius star group, the Sagittarius constellation. Astronomer Jerry R. Ehman, E-H-M-A-N, discovered the anomaly a few days later. So they got the signal, and then they had a whole bunch of this data on printed out on paper, and he's going through it, and he saw it. He was so impressed by the result that he circled the reading, and he wrote capital W-O-W with an exclamation point on the side. And the reading was 6EQ-UJ5, and the signal lasted for 72 seconds. And that's why they call it the WOW signal. He wrote WOW beside it with an exclamation point. So that's why it's called the WOW signal. This was phenomenal, because when you're scanning space, there's a lot of things out there that can create background radiation. And there's a lot of things out there that can cause natural radio signals. Background radio frequencies, that kind of thing. And so what they were doing is they're looking for something that's not natural. Okay. There's a lot of people that have tried to debunk this signal, but to date, as far as I know, nobody's been successful. It's very mysterious, because if this signal was created by an alien intelligence, that means it probably took thousands of years to get here. Radio signals don't travel that fast on a cosmic scale. So, a good example in Star Trek, they have what's called warp drive. In the show, they use warp drive. Warp drive is multiple times the speed of light. So, if they're using radio signals to transmit us, to talk to people, communicate with people, they could warp over there faster than the radio signal. So, if you're using in Star Trek, they use what's called subspace frequencies, which are frequencies, communications frequencies that travel faster than light. Faster, they're basically warp speed. With a regular radio signal, it would take thousands, maybe even millions of years to go from point A to point B between star groups, constellations. So, if we wanted to detect something that was just transmitted, we would have to be looking for stuff like light, communicating with light frequencies, things of that nature. A lot more modern. Regular radio frequencies take forever. So, to me, that doesn't. If somebody is using that and we're just now picking it up, it probably wasn't aimed at us. But if it's not a natural radio signal, somebody had to send it. They may not have been trying to communicate with us, but they were. Their planet's here and their spaceship is here and they're aiming it out there, and they pick it up, but the signal keeps going. We picked up that signal way the hell out there. That's my opinion. But again, we picked up a signal and nobody can explain it. It's not natural. Nobody can explain it. The wow signal. Wow. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.